Hey, welcome into the Week 8 Pick'em NWGA football, sponsored by Al Smith, Alpha Insurance. Benton Burge, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just it's been busy. We had our show on Sunday night because of the storms and stuff, and there was a big announcement today. I guess we can uh, put out there. Basically, back in the playoffs up a week. Is that essentially it?
Yeah, I guess the way the playoffs schedule worked out this year, they were going to actually be off on Thanksgiving week for the first time in forever, with the way the contract at the Benz worked out. So I guess they'll be playing playoffs this year the day after Thanksgiving, and they're going to use that first week in November as a makeup day.
Which makes sense. I mean, there's still a lot of devastation. There's a lot of schools that aren't going to get to partake in games, even if it was Monday or whatever. So this gives them an opportunity, a chance at least, to try to make up some of those games.
Yeah, and I think they're even giving the teams that played on Monday an opportunity to reschedule to that makeup day if they want to, rather than turn around and play this Friday. I haven't heard of any actually doing that, but it's actually on the board for them.
I got you. So instead of having to play double up, some of them might choose to play later.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to join us, man, in the comments, you can join us on X or Facebook. We'll get your comments live on the air. Jake Keller says he was at the Central Jonesboro game last night. Don't even know why Central throws the ball. Just hand it to Walton. No one in the state can tackle him. Game was closer than what it should have been. Yeah, man, I've been real impressed with the Lions this year. They keep winning week after week. And I mean, Harris is probably one of the best quarterbacks I've seen on film. I haven't seen him in person yet, but I mean, the kid can sling it. And when you got somebody like Walton to hand it to, that helps.
That definitely helps. Absolutely.
All right, man. I think we have a shortened schedule again this week. A lot of teams on fall break again, but we'll jump right to it. I've got Brooks's picks here when we get to them.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start with the big boys, man. Westlake at Carrollton. Carrollton, a 35-point favorite.
Oh man, I think Carrollton just keeps rolling, and they're going to roll in this game. I think that's probably about right, somewhere in that 35.
Yeah, I think this game a couple of years ago would probably been one of the best games on the schedule, man. But I know Westlake is a little bit off this year, and Carrollton's a little bit up. So yeah, I like Carrollton big here. Paulding County on the road at Hillgrove. Hillgrove is a 22-point favorite.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Hillgrove, but what I do know is that they have been a pretty good team, and I think they have another good team this year. Paulding County has kind of been ups and downs. I think Hillgrove wins, and at home probably by at least the somewhere around 3 scores, close to the spread.
Yeah, I think I looked, and Hillgrove is a 5-0 team right now.
There you go.
They're still out of the top 15, but I mean 5-0, you're doing something right. I like Hillgrove also at home. Brooks, he's working tonight. Can't be with us, but he sent me his picks. He's got Carrollton and Hillgrove also. North Paulding on the road at Etowah. North Paulding, a 20-point favorite.
Yeah, I like the Wolfpack in this one, even though they're on the road. I think they get a pretty easy win this week, and I think they may win by more than 20.
Yeah, I watched a little film this week on Etowah, and they have a sophomore quarterback, 6'3", 170. But I just don't think they have enough to compete with North Paulding, position to position. I like North Paulding by 20. And Brooks is going with North Paulding also. Lithia Springs at East Paulding. East Paulding, a big 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I think this is a big game at home for East Paulding. I think East Paulding wins this one, and in big fashion, big win. Is this homecoming?
Probably. Yeah, it seems like we really haven't heard much from East Paulding, since that Rome game. It seems like, we were high on them for a while, and
yeah,
that's all we were talking about, and they lost to Rome. It seems like they haven't played much since then. I think this is a good game to get their footing back, and yeah, I think they roll in this one. Speaking of Rome, 2 undefeated teams in that region. Rome at Villarica. Rome is a 22-point favorite.
I think I've said that the last 2 or 3 weeks I really like Villarica and what they have at quarterback and the skill players around them. But I also don't think that they've faced the defense that Rome is going to be able to put out there. I think Villarica is going to keep it close for a little bit. I like Rome to win the game on the road. I'm going to go by less than the 22, though. I think Villarica hangs around for a little bit.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent in the skill positions, much like Rome. And, the key of the game is going to be that matchup on the offense, defensive line. I think Rome might just have the slight edge there. I'm going to go with the Wolves, by 22. Brooks is going with Rome also. New Manchester at South Paulding. New Manchester is a 10-point favorite.
Yeah, I know they're on the road, but I think New Manchester has enough to get it done this week against, what do we have, like 5 Paulding County teams? This is the Paulding County page. No, New Manchester, I think, wins by probably double digits on the road.
I don't know why. Can't explain it. I know they have a big offensive line at South Paulding, man. They're waiting to break out. I'm gonna go with South Paulding, man. It's my upset pick of the week.
I like
at home versus New Manchester. Here's a huge game, man. Central on the road at Stars Mill. Central is a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now that Stars Mill team is not a bad squad. I think.
Yeah, Jake Keller said they're looking for revenge from last year. They lost in the quarterfinals to Stars Mill on the Hail Mary.
Yeah, and they know what's coming. They know what they've got to stop. Coming out of Central's backfield, I really thought about punching the upset pick, but I did not. I'm going to go with Central and a squeaker on the road.
Yeah, I just think the way that offense is rolling right now for the Lions, we've mentioned it at the start of the show. Walton, J.R. Harris, tough to stop for 4 quarters. I think it's going to be a close game, much like the Jonesboro game, but I'm going to go with the Lions. Cass at Cartersville. Cartersville, a 22-point favorite.
Yeah, at Cartersville, at this time, I'm not going to make any more hurricane jokes, but I think Cartersville is going to win this one fairly easy. I think Cass has a good squad, but I think they're about to meet one of the best in that division. So I like Cartersville's chances to run away with this one.
Yeah, I saw where Cass quarterback Elijah Slocum, he got his feet under him last week against Woodland, scored 5 touchdowns. A little tougher to do against Cartersville, at Cartersville. I'm going to go with the Canes. Brooks is going with Cass and Cartersville. Going with Cartersville also.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah. Cedartown at Hiram.
Sorry, I was going to say he has been hitting on that upset pick of the week. If that's the one he's picking, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, he hasn't picked any upsets yet. I forgot to name some of his, but he went with New Manchester, Central, and Cartersville.
Gotcha.
Central, Cedartown at Hiram. Cedartown, a 2-touchdown favorite.
Yeah, I think Cedartown's got a defense that's going to slow Hiram down, and they're going to score enough points. That offense moves the ball pretty good. I think Cedartown, I agree. I think Cedartown wins by more than 14.
Man, this is actually a tricky game. I've watched Hiram a couple of times on film this year. And they're a tough offense to stop. But like I said, I don't think they've played a defense like Cedartown's yet. I'm gonna go Cedartown, but I think it's within that 14. I think it's a high scoring affair.
Okay.
Alatoona at Woodland. Alatoona, 12-point favorite.
I like Altoona to win this game, but don't be surprised if you see Woodland hang around third, fourth quarter. And teams like Woodland, you give them an opportunity, to hang in there late. You never know what you might see. But I'm going to take Altoona, in a pretty close one.
Yeah, I like the job Coach Scott's done there at Woodland. Got him real positive, showing on the football field. Tough game, a chance to win this Friday night at home. I'm going to go Altoona. I think it's going to be closer than 12, maybe by score. So, Heritage, man, our upset team of the week last week on the road at Gilmer. Gilmer is a 7-point favorite.
Yeah. Ooh. I tell you what. Flash it for me. I think Heritage is going to get it done. I think they're going to go on the road. They're going to get it done, and I think it's going to be extremely close. Could be a low scoring game. Cody Bryan with the touchdown to win it.
Cody Bryan was state's leading receiver, second in the state, something like that.
Somewhere around there, yep.
Yeah, this is actually Brooks's upset pick of the week too. You know, he's 3 for his last 3, so he's going to try to keep it going this week.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Heritage also. Even though they trick me every week, you know, I watched their game a couple of weeks ago and get Ridgeland. I mean, they should have lost that one. Then they come out and beat Northwest Whitfield by 20 points. It's like, what in the world?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Heritage. Jake Keller says Northwest going to be salty after that loss. Lafayette won't be able to keep up. And that's our next game. Lafayette at Northwest Whitfield. Northwest Whitfield, 35-point favorite.
I agree 100% with Jake Keller there. I don't think it's a bad spot for Lafayette to be jumping into. Now, although Lafayette has played some schools closer than what the computer has picked, but I think Northwest comes out with some one of those old WWF terms, some ruthless aggression, and gets it done.
Yeah, this is a game for them to come back out and prove themselves again, man, after being, ranked number 6 in the AJC last week and getting beat by Heritage like that. I think they'll come out and put some crooked numbers on the scoreboard this Friday night. And Brooks is going with Northwest Whitfield also. LFO at Coahulla Creek. LFO a 5-point favorite.
Man, both of these teams have proved as the season gone. I think LFO probably the most improved team over the last 3 or 4 years. You know, maybe excluding Chattooga, I think pretty improved. But I like Lakeview, man. I know it's at the creek. I'm gonna pick Lakeview, and you know I'm acting like they're not the favorite in this, but they are the favorite, so it's not an upset pick. But it feels like an upset. But I'm going to take Lakeview. I think they got just enough talent to win it in a very close game.
Yeah, I like what they did last night in that Monday night game against Union County. I mean, the Union County defense has played well the last couple of weeks, and they scored 34 points on them last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
tell you
LFO.
right now. If they put 34 points on Coahulla, they win the game. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with LFO. I think they win by a little more than the 5 points. Murray County on the road at North Cobb Christian. North Cobb Christian, a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I think North Cobb gets a regional win and you know moves on the next week.
Yeah, I think the Rockmart game is coming up next Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. At least in the next couple of weeks, they'll be playing Rockmart for that region title, I'm sure. Yeah, I like North Cobb Christian big in this one. North Murray, 3-point favorites at Sonoraville.
This is one of those games that sit there and scratch your head over, trying to figure out who's gonna win it. This to me, you know, 3 points obviously pretty close. It's at the Furnace. I'm going to take North Murray, and I think it's going to be within a touchdown. I think it's a close one.
Yeah, like I said, I was battling back and forth with this one too. You know, I was real high on Sonoraville. They went down to Rockmart last Friday night. You can't really judge anything by a Rockmart game because they're gonna beat a lot of people 42-7. But I like the Phoenix at home. I like what Chaz Pate's done. I think the opportunity to put some points on the board. Brooks and I both are going with Sonoraville at home. Union County at Ringgold. Ringgold is a 9-point favorite.
Yeah, let's try not to use the transitive property here. It's so hard, but you never know what who's going to show up win. But I like Ringo to win this game, and I think it's the 2 touchdowns somewhere around in there.
Yeah, this is another one of those games I considered for my upset pick of the week. Union County's played well, did a great job against Rockmart a couple of weeks ago. But I think Ringgold with those 2 ties, man, I think they have something to prove the rest of the way. Number 27 is that the back Frost?
Yep.
He has really found his game here the last couple of weeks, around the 200-yard mark each week. I'm gonna go with the Tigers at home. Bremen, 13-point favorites at Pepperell.
Yeah, man. The Pepperell team last week, was not able to hang on against Darlington, a huge region game. Bremen, I expected. I expected a little more than what we got from them last week. I still think Bremen is going to be good enough to win this game, even though it's at Pepperell. I like Bremen on the backs of the defense to win this game.
Yeah, I got to looking at the stat of the week that our stat guy Scott Seguin puts out, and Pepperell is 3 possessions away from being 3-3 right now. They've lost by 1 possession. I think they keep the game closer than 13, but this might be another one of those 5-point losses for them. I'm going Bremen, and Brooks is going with Bremen also. Model at Haralson County. Model a 12-point favorite.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough game here. I think, strap your chin strap for this one. At Haralson County, tough place to play, tough place to go down to. Model with a young squad, but played enough games to where, they're not, completely young anymore. I think it's a very close game. I think Model gets the win, but I think it's 1 score.
Yeah, actually, what Haralson County's done this year, for a team that we really don't get to see that much.
Yep.
Last couple of weeks, they were beating Darlington at halftime. They were actually close to Heard County last week at halftime.
Yep.
Heard pulled away big time in the second half. I think they're going to keep it close again at home, but I like Model probably a little closer than the 12. The battle for the lead in that region down at Heard County. Temple at Heard, coin flip.
I like the athletes that Heard has. Last week was impressive to me. Temple seems to have got it going defensively as well, playing some better defense. And, we all know about the skill guys they have on offense. I'm going to go with Temple on the road, and I think they're going to win by a touchdown or 2.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for a team after I've seen them play. Especially Temple, the way they played last Friday night, man, real impressed with the discipline they had on both sides of the ball. They got skill guys all over the field, tough offense, defensive line. I know Heard County's a tough place to play. Charles is going to be down there blowing on his horn.
Yeah.
Hooting and hollering.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Temple on the road. Coosa at Armurchie. Armurchie, a 6-point favorite.
Impressed by what Armurchie was able to do last week against Dade. I think they carried over another home game. I think Armurchie, the Blue Indians, they're going to get Coosa this week. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than 6.
Yeah, I've heard through the grapevine that they both have been beat up the last couple of weeks, but they should be both at full health this Friday night, which, that's something you always want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Armurchie, probably about more than the 6. Chattooga Indians at Fannin County. Fannin County, a 28-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Chattooga's not had much luck going to Fannin over the years. Of course, not many people have. 28 points. I'm going to say Fannin wins by less than 28.
Eric said hit the horn for him, man. He said Chattooga 28-21, upset of the week. Like I said, man, I think if Chattooga wins that game 28-21, I think Gibson and Matt Bryant are going to have 2 touchdowns apiece. I think if Matt Bryant scores a lot of receiving touchdowns, I think Chattooga has a chance. I don't think you're going to run the ball all night long on Fannin, and you're not going to be able to stop them all night.
That's the major concern that I have is, you have a quarterback that can go, a running back that can go, and a good offensive line. I'm sure the coaches are challenging Chattooga, saying, "Hey, look, last week, we're going to take a step up this week, obviously, or one would think a step up. So you got to put up or shut up. This is what you play the games for." So
yeah, you got Lawson Sullivan at quarterback, Carson Callahan back there running the ball. And they don't do it often, but they can go over the top on you too. If you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's going to be tough to outscore them. I like Fannin in that 21 to 28 range. Christian Heritage at Gordon Central. Christian Heritage, a 19-point favorite. They're the other undefeated team in 7A.
Yeah, I think Christian Heritage is going to get this win, and I think it'll be by more than 19. I just don't see Gordon Central being able to hang with the passing game, and just too much firepower from Christian Heritage.
Yeah, I've been real impressed with what Christian Heritage done since week 1. They went out and got blown out by Heritage week 1, and we're like, nah. But man, they've been real impressive since that game. Carter Triplett averaging 250, 300 yards a game over the last 3 or 4 games. I'm gonna go Christian Heritage by at least 3 scores. Gordon Lee at Dade. Gordon Lee, a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Dade's one of those teams that's been kind of beat up as well, and last week kind of an eyebrow raiser, 21-7 over Armurchie. I think Gordon Lee is kind of on a roll right here, and Peyton Gross has been running pretty good. I also had a number, like it was number, man, I don't want to misquote, 33 maybe.
30, yeah, I think it was 33.
Yeah, he was running the ball pretty good too, and the defense played well. Line of scrimmage was playing well, both sides, and I think this game, above all of them, will be a line of scrimmage game. And I like Gordon Lee to go to Dade and get another win.
Yeah, like I said, it's a tough place to play over at Magic Morgan. They're going to come out and hit you hard, but just with the speed and athleticism that Gordon Lee has, I'm going to go with the Trojans. What has to be the game of the week? Manchester, number 1 Manchester at number 3 Bowden, a rematch of last year's state championship. Manchester is a 3-point favorite.
I don't know. Can I say I don't know?
Jake Keller said,
go ahead.
Yeah, Jake Keller said they played twice last year, state championship, of course. Each game won by 1 point.
I think it very well could happen again. I think they very well could meet each other. Man. I tell you what, I'm gonna take Manchester on the road. I just like the speed and athleticism. I think they got enough on defense to hold Bowden down, just enough. So I'm going to go Manchester.
Yeah, I like Bowden at home, man. I think it's going to be a last possession game. Yeah, Jake, you get 3.5 points is what I give on the pick'em for a home. So yeah, they were 6.5 point favorites if they were playing at the Benz right now. I tell you what, Caden Prothrow at wide receiver, man, 6'6", 200 pounds is a tough matchup for anybody. If they can get the ball to him, it's gonna be tough for Manchester to stop. But I see a high scoring last possession game, 38-35 Bowden, something like that. Brooks is going with Bowden also. And Mount Zion at Tryon. Tryon is a 35-point favorite.
I like what the young Mount Zion team has. they ran the ball some with the little running backs, and the quarterback was, he moved the ball around really, really well. Played well in the pocket, but I just don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Trine at Trine. With Trine coming off a loss, they're going to want a little redemption. So I think probably 28-35. Trine's probably going to put it on them a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'll go with Trine. Brooks has got Trine also. Jake Keller, Manchester's got the number 8 player in the nation, according to 24/7. 6'5", 280 defensive tackle. From what I hear, he didn't play against Trine. I'm not even sure if he's played this season at all.
He did not play against Trine, and they're still good enough to get it done.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he hasn't played. We've heard different stories. Don't want to say here, but yeah. I mean, if he plays tomorrow, Friday, a game changer for sure. I think he's committed to Georgia, right? Is he a Bulldog commit?
I don't know. Possibly.
All right, man. That concludes week 8 pick'em. Hard to believe we only got 5 weeks left in the season. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. I guess you're going to make the trip over to Fannin Friday night.
I plan on making a trip over to Fannin. It's going to be a slam-packed weekend. Going to Fannin Friday night. Saturday, we have softball games all day at a tournament, breast cancer awareness tournament. And then Sunday, headed to Lincoln, Alabama, Talladega Super Speedway.
Oh man. That'll be fun, huh?
Yeah. Sitting in the OV Hill North Tower in turn 4. Excited about that. Hopefully we can see a good race. A little bit of every sport this weekend.
Yeah, I'll be at the Armurchie game Friday night for Armurchie's homecoming. Then back to work Saturday and Sunday. I won't get to see much of anything this weekend.
Oh man.
All right, we'll see y'all back here Friday night.